Okay, now we're going to enter the public comment phase. I'm guessing that a few people would like to speak.
I'm the treasurer of the International Association of Genocide Scholars, just elected in Sarajevo. I'm active in the Jewish community. I'm a former rabbi and a writer, and I'm also a child of Holocaust survivors. I find it so ironic, Mr. Sheets, that I had to write a letter to Elie Wiesel and to Abe Foxman, who's also a Holocaust survivor, telling them that they should support the Armenian Genocide, and not just support it, but support Congress to pass this law. And I might also add, we're not saying to get rid of No Place for Hate. We're saying send a message to the ADL by cutting ADL ties to the No Place for Hate. No Place for Hate is a very important project. The problem is, and it saddens me, it really does, Mr. Sheets, that you are part of a national organization that denies the Holocaust, the genocide of the Armenians. You can't separate you from the national. Because my question to you would be this: if the national in November does not change its policy, are you going to break away and start your own local? No, you'll still be part of the national. So the only way that you can really make a statement is to break the ties, and later, when the ADL national does change its policy, you can continue your ties with the ADL.
I worry about what my children are going to learn growing up in school. I think that we as a town of Needham have to clearly teach our children what's right. The ideals of the program are what's right. That there is no place for hate, and it doesn't matter when, and it doesn't matter who. And it doesn't matter if an organization is affiliated here or there. You know, we have to learn from our history. Without our history, our children aren't going to learn, our next generations aren't going to learn how to be better people, how to make sure it doesn't happen again. And to say that we won't support a resolution that acknowledges what happened, right, means that we're not going to deal with this piece of genocide history.
And I want to say also that I am migrant parents for genocide survivors, and we were able again to hear their stories, and my children weren't, and they're conveyed through me. And I think it's really important that they don't lose that history, and that they're not told by someone else that it didn't happen, or it's not important enough to recognize.
But I find it very, very, I don't know how to put it, disheartening to find that they are not supporting the resolution. Because on the one hand, you can't say there was a genocide, but on the other hand, do nothing about it. And I think a resolution makes a statement, and it sends a message to the high school students who are probably in their formative years, going on to college. What kind of a message does it send to our students? That we can recognize something, but don't do anything about it. We have to do something about it. We need to let everybody know about it so that we can prevent this from ever happening again. And that's really the key.
And I just want to say that I'm really disappointed by this idea of just sitting back and waiting 90 days for this conversation to happen. Now is the critical time, up until November, for us to have our voices heard and for us to tell the ADL what we as community members want their policy to be, what we need to happen. We can't just sit and wait and let them decide what they want to decide. We need to tell them what we as people want. I mean, I can't help but think that if these are student organized, done with the help of teachers, I mean, do we really need to be paying this, in my opinion, hypocritical organization to be supplying materials? I mean, can't we create our own program that is based in honest values, in, supporting human rights for all people? I like to volunteer my time. I need to come in and work with the kids and make a real solid program that really is no place for hate of anyone, not based on political agendas or anything else.
Kal Sahagyan, longtime resident of Needham. I'd like to agree with what the rabbi said with regard to the fact that the ADL position and attitude and so on is changing. Unfortunately, we're getting the distinct impression it's changing for the worse. What are consequences leading tantamount to genocide. What does tantamount to genocide mean? Does it not mean genocide? And after 92 years of watching this stuff, you sort of get the impression you're being gamed again. Now,
I think many people who partnered with the ADL, who've supported them, including many people within the Jewish community itself, have been profoundly disturbed to discover two things. A placement of politics above principle. A reality of genocide denial. I think the organization has to answer to those two very pointed accusations. I'm disappointed.